The Golden State Warriors calling a possible blockbuster trade involving Klay Thompson and David Lee to Minnesota. Quote, right now, unlikely. Sources told ESPN the Warriors are packaging Thompson and Lee with a future first-round pick and a proposed deal for the T-Wolves, Kevin Love, and shooting guard Kevin Martin. And Brian Windhorst back with us now. Brian, what more can you tell us about the possibility of all of this actually going down?
Well, you got to remember, in the Warriors organization, there's 4 voices who have a say at the top. Owner Joe Lacob, consultant Jerry West, general manager Bob Meyers, and head coach Steve Kerr, who was a former general manager in the past. And not all of them agree that Klay Thompson should be involved in this trade package for Kevin Love. And as soon as it came out that the Warriors even were putting him in the trade package, they started to get a flurry of other calls from teams that were saying, hey, you're trading Klay Thompson, let us make an offer, including the Los Angeles Lakers. I, however, think this is somewhat posturing. The Warriors are well aware there's no way they can make a trade for Kevin Love unless it involves parting with Klay Thompson. That's who the Wolves want, and even if it's a 3-way scenario, they're going to probably have to give it up. So that's what it's going to come down to. And from the Wolves' perspective, they've got to make some decisions too, and I'm sure they're getting other offers more than just from the Warriors.
All right, so if not Golden State, where could Love end up going?
Well, there's a couple of teams that are going to, maybe save their offers for after the draft. The Wolves have to decide whether they want draft picks or whether they're willing to wait till after the draft and may look at more, concrete players. And 2 teams that are laying in the weeds right now that could get interested if Love is still a Timberwolf in July would be the Phoenix Suns and possibly the Atlanta Hawks. Both teams have maneuverability on their rosters. Both teams have big men that they might be able to move. And in the case of the Suns, they have numerous young players that could potentially be attractive. But I can tell you this, it's not just the Warriors. There are at least 4 or 5 other teams that have legitimate offers into the Wolves. And if Kevin Love stays with them past Thursday, it's going to get even more interesting.
Well, of those teams you mentioned, what would be a best fit for him? Because there's that side, too.
Something strange just came out this morning and interesting. Kevin Love has been over in the Philippines, and he apparently gave an interview yesterday where he said he'd like to play for the San Antonio Spurs. Now, the Spurs aren't in position right now to get him. But remember, Kevin Love only has 1 year left on his contract. And in a year, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker's contracts are up, and they may be facing retirement. It might be possible that Kevin Love is interested in playing in San Antonio in a year, and they would have salary cap space. And for him to come out and say that publicly is very interesting, especially as you look into his future.
Definitely. A 25-year-old saying, maybe we can get a championship with the Spurs when I'm 26. We'll have to see. Brian Windhorst with the very latest on this Love story. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.